Which heroes do they look forward to seeing next game then, Winter? Because they need to change it up. Maybe be a little bit more clever with their draft, because we know they can do it. We know they have outdrafted their opponents before. That's how they got here to begin with in the second round of the lower bracket.
I'm not sure what else they play because I'm not very familiar with this team. Like from the first series till this series, I feel like maybe they are limited with certain heroes that they have to play in a certain way. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like every time they don't get Shaker, they have very limited options in how they want to like play as a team.
Yeah.
They rely on the Shaker a lot. And so it's exactly the same bans.
Yeah, Mineski does not want the Liquor to play the Earthshaker, as you mentioned. A very strong hero for them. We also have the Night Stalker Venno and Morana ban.
So we might see an Enchantress. But first, I'm not sure if they'll first pick the Ench. Maybe they'll pick something else first. And Lich is also still open.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a tough one. I mean, I guess that they get the choice of, do we want to take Lich? Night Stalker's banned out. They are going to take it. I don't know. That feels rough. Unless they're going to take a hero now on SG that doesn't need as much farming.
There's Ench, though. I don't know if SG runs Ench. Ench is really good against Lich.
I don't think that they
like that's the
often.
thing, you know, because I think that they don't play too many heroes, and they have a good solid system, but they don't have good replacements when they don't get certain heroes, you know.
I mean, they are like, you know, sort of fiends, and they play a ton of freaking different things. I think that was one of the things that they were talking about. They actually do like is being able to play a lot of different stuff, but they're going to go with the comfort again, and Spirit Breaker is another one of their comfort heroes.
Yeah, it's okay played against the Lich, because the Lich sits in one lane, so you want a hero that can run around to other lanes. I guess they'll probably respond with the Earth Spirit again. Similar opening from, like, just a very solid opening that covers a lot of grounds. Because I don't think Ench with Lich is, my personal opinion, I don't think Lich and Ench together works very well, even though Ench is open now, since they already went for the Lich.
That will be the Puck?
They'll go for the Puck instead. So I think basically the idea here is they want a hero that can actually sit in mid. Like, we saw a few games where one team picks Spirit Breaker and they just ban all the the heroes that can get away from the charge.
Right.
So the SB can actually pressure the mid a lot, and because eventually you're gonna have no mobile options left. Like, Puck is one of the best mid heroes against SB because it's very difficult to gank the Puck.
Yeah.
So I think the idea that probably is the idea behind it.
I mean, it also leaves it open. They can run it in the off lane if they want for Puck.
I know Ice doesn't play the hero, but sometimes I've seen Nana take the hero off lane when they swap lanes. So.
And they swapped lanes a lot this tournament so far. The Mushi Anti-Mage making a comeback.
Yeah, I guess it's still considered a flexible pick, despite being only one person that plays it majority, but he plays it in a few lanes, so still a flexible pick. So they ban out the Visage.
Is the Mushi Anti-Mage scary enough to ban out?
SB is quite okay against AM because you can follow him and he creates a lot of chances to kill him, though.
Okay.
But still, it's with a Lich, so quite annoying.
Just their mentality for the game when I was talking with them this morning, it felt like they weren't really afraid to play against anything. It's like, it was more just that they wanted to find the right hero for the specific game. And they play a lot of different stuff. So to me, at least, I think that they would want to try and answer it as opposed to just ban it out. But we'll have to see if that's going to be.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, sometimes, like, when certain pairings like Lich AM comes together, it becomes very difficult to answer it. And they are more of like an inexperienced team, you know. So maybe they are more likely to actually just remove it instead of trying to deal with it. They actually removed the Earth Spirit instead, which is also, I think, one of the key heroes in the strat that Mineski ran previously, because it does a lot of things that the other heroes don't do. Other heroes needed like a first move catcher, team fighter, so Earth Spirit fit the bill. So I mean, the common replacement will be like something like a Tusk, Kanka. So we'll see whether they actually replace that hero with those picks, or they just want something else on Jabs this game. They ban out the Lina, which is I think arguably Adriano's best hero. Many would say that he's really good. He's best at that hero, and they have a Spirit Breaker, which means they can pressure the mid a lot.
I still think that Bloodseeker is a decent pick for them. They run it fairly often on SG, and I feel like it can kind of fit within the cell. Because if you're playing Spirit Breaker, you already want to run in and tank a lot of fights.
The thing with picking BS is, like, I think if I'm the BS this game, I'll be worried going up against the Lich lane. I don't want to go against the Lich lane.
That's true.
Because BS is the kind of hero where if your early game is like not stable, then you feel like you are very far behind. Like he needs to play play ahead. You don't want the hero to fall behind and he has a lot of problems in the mid game.
I don't know how that's a new logo, by the way. I don't get it.
Maybe that means that they want to like have that logo with their fans. That doesn't make sense either. I don't know.
Because it looked the same as the logo that they have, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh well. But SG is taking heavily into their bonus time. They have only got 40 seconds remaining, which is
I
really
think
little.
they might pick Underlord though. Underlord is good. Underlord is really good against Puck because of the pit.
They go for
There
the
goes the
Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker. Yeah, I
Good
think
call there, Cole.
they still can pick Underlord after this. Underlord is
Yeah.
also really good with
Yeah.
the Bloodseeker because you lock them down. So the silence actually can proc on them.
And the other thing is that then they can like go immediately from a fight into a shrine, take a tower.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's one
It's
of the
very
problems.
fast-paced
That's
game.
that's what exactly how Liposa played it. Like if you were picking Underlord, I felt like they played it the right way.
5 seconds remaining.
A very high speed game they played with it, and we'll see if Mineski will be ready for that. Because
What is Ice gonna play? That's like my
Team pick.
my thing. Every time I watch them.
is
So
it
the Clockwork is the
support?
replacement. This should be the support, the
Yeah.
replacement for
Jabs.
the Earth Spirit.
Mhm.
It's pretty good against the Bloodseeker. It's really good against Jakiro and Spiritbreaker because those two heroes have very long cast times. So Battery Assault owns them.
If they take Underlord here, though, I would imagine Mineski just like immediately take Timber Saw. It would be into 3
Yeah, Timber
melee
will be
heroes.
Timber will be quite good.
I mean,
but
they can take it even
but
without,
Timber is not
honestly.
good against like it might be good in the lane, but it's not good against Berserker later because of Rupture.
Right.
So they might have second thoughts about that. But I actually I still kind of like the Underlord here for what SG have. This tree is good with Underlord. But we'll see what they want. And Underlord, like I said, is really good against Puck because of the root.
Because we're looking for a Costabel hero and for a Liposa hero. I guess that's
Oh,
Liposa right there.
Yeah, he go for the Enigma
baby.
instead. So they want much more late game. I mean, they do have a way to cancel it. Hook shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, hook shot can cancel, but I mean, you don't see it too much.
Dream Coil.
No, when you get a BKB, I mean, when you have
Yeah.
a BKB black hole, like only hook shot can cancel it right now.
Look, he's doing the hook shot animation. Do you see him? Look at it. There he goes.
Was that the hook shot? It felt more like a, I don't know, a whip or something.
I'm going to pim. I don't know. I like the Enigma a lot, though. We haven't seen a ton of it, but you throw out like it's just a constant team fight. I guess that they're going to be maybe a little bit limited by the black hole cooldown, but these type of heroes are already really strong team fighters. They can probably go without it.
I really like the SG lineup now. For Mineski, they have to like pick something that can deal with like it's much more difficult this time because they have the Bloodseeker and Enigma. Those heroes are really, really good against anti-mage.
Maybe you just take Rubik here and instead put Ice on the clock.
But I'm not a fan of that composition though. They have Rubik, Lich, and then offlane Clockwork. I feel it's quite weak. It's really weak.
You think so? All right.
Yeah, I feel it doesn't it doesn't do much early because both of the supports are gonna need a lot of levels.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, it's not a good pairing with Lich personally.
Who do you feel is going to play the puck?
I think Nana primarily plays the puck. I don't think I've seen anyone else play the puck in their recent officials.
Mhm.
I know Mushi can play the puck, but I think they want Nana to play the puck
Okay.
the most because I think he's the best puck player in this team.
Okay. Fair enough. They're also thinking heavily about this pick with the Enigma, maybe throwing a little bit of a wrench in the works. It's going to be a Vengeful Spirit.
Mushi
Ooh.
Venge.
That's a core.
Just to cancel. He wants to
Wow.
cancel a black hole and. But Swap is not so good against Rupture. But,
No.
So what's happening? So they have quite a weird composition. So right now they have a core that wants to fight a lot. Like generally when you pick Lich, you don't pick a core that fights a lot. You pick a core that farms a lot because you have the Lich. So it's a bit different composition with the Lich right now. What they have a very active composition. So I guess the last hero should be a farming hero for Ice.
What about if they take the puck off to the off lane and then they instead like do something? Is he the one that plays Naga Siren on their team?
They have two. I mean, yeah, Jebs also play the Naga by support.
Okay.
And actually Naga might be a good idea here because he can cancel the black hole with the snare, and you can use the song to reset the fight. Might be.
SG bans out Medusa as one of the options.
I'm not sure, but I kind of think the idea has potential here. because they're gonna need a hero that farms more. Because Venge is like a fighting kind of hero. They're gonna need Ice to be somewhat like a core hero.
Oh, that's the other way.
Oh, that's the core. They actually banned it in the second phase the last game,
Yep.
so they didn't ban it this time.
So how's this Brood game? We already saw Secret winning with Brood earlier. They had a.
I think it's actually really bad against Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, it's not good against Spirit Breaker, but it's gonna be good early game, like for sure early game. But
Not
later,
great against Sekiro either.
yeah, but I think later it's not so good against Yakiro, but early it's good. I think early the Brood can inflict a lot of damage in the laning phase, and maybe what I think might happen here is they are gonna lane the Brood against the Enigma, and then they're gonna use the Lich, Venge, and Clockwork to try lane the Bloodseeker. If the Bloodseeker is a carry, and then they're gonna screw his lane, and Brood will get a good 1v1 against Enigma. I think that actually might happen. Then Park is gonna be mid.
And it is going to be an Ember last pick for SG. Deep sigh, Lyrical. You are not convinced, sir.
I think that the big problem, because now honestly I think that they could probably do the Ember, or they could take the Brood against the Ember too if they wanted to. I think that there's a lot of ways that Mineski can lane this where it's troublesome for SG.
I mean, they wish they had an Underlord, then the Brood would be less of a problem.
I think the biggest thing here is how much the Spirit Breaker gets done against the Brood. He has to gank them, pop dust, find the kills over and over and over again, and likewise Mineski need to make sure that they keep that Brood alive, at least at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to say SG know what they're doing with that, and I'm going to go with them, but it's a pretty good draft from
I actually
Mineski.
like SG's draft more, but I know I think Mineski's going to go tri-lane, and they're going to get the tri-lane against tri-lane and Brood against Enigma. If that happens, I think Mineski's just going to win the lanes like what happened before.
All right. Let's find out what's going to happen in the second game of this series. It is over to Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Chief. Yep, game 2, here we have it. And again, I'm excited to see we've got some new heroes coming to the fight. We have the Mushi Venge being brought into the game by Mineski.
Ice Brood.
And then we've got the Black Hole, the Enigma. It's here, it's in the game for SG. But as you say, this Ice Brood is looking a bit like potentially the anti-mage pick from game 1. It's that hero that you throw into a game and it can be pretty much game over. Now the question is, this game, how bad is it that there's a Brood in the game for SG?
It is pretty scary, just like I think just like Winter said. In the laning phase, if they are going to do this matchup, I think that's going to be super beneficial. I really think that SG needs to get these lanes right. I think if they get punished again, just like they did last game, they won't be able to play the game properly. Just because Bloodseeker being at such a detriment, same kind of concept as the Arc Warden. You have such a hard time catching up, running into these type of heroes. Broodmother can really dismantle and mess up your entire idea. So I think lane matchups, again, extremely important. I think they're going to probably just try to dodge, get vision of the lanes right away. Don't let that Enigma be versus a Broodmother.
Any lane when you have to go up against Ice's Brood is not going to be a fun one.
They at least have the Spirit Breaker. That's the thing. Like, they have the catch in the mid-game for him. He's starting with the Dust as well on the Spirit Breaker right away. He wants to get those charges going instantly. Let's see. They're checking. They're drawing right away. So they have a ward placed instantly in that bottom side of the map, and they saw the movement looking like the Lich and the Venge were going toward top. So I think they're going to rotate the Enigma toward the top lane, and they're going to put the Bloodseeker bottom as soon as they notice that. So lane dodging, most important thing. And then if they do get the lane matchup, I really do like what SG's got again. Yeah. I know I said it last time, but this time they do seem like to have the tools. Having that big Enigma Black Hole and having that natural tower sieging with the Jakiro. Very comfort strategy coming out from SG. So here we go. Yep, they're spending the Bloodseeker bottom. And gonna be matched up versus that Broodmother with the Spirit Breaker and Jakiro assisting.
And what is your opinion on the safe lane? Well, not necessarily safe lane, but the position 1 Vengeful Spirit that Mushi comes out with this game. There was obviously that period in the past where a lot of CIS teams, some Chinese teams, they were really into picking this position 1 Venge, but for the longest of times now, it is very much a hero that in any sort of capacity is just sort of stayed away from by most teams.
Yeah, they're very single target focused on their cores. It's just the puck, the AoE damage on top of the Lich, but Venge, Broodmother, these are direct one hit, like single target hitting heroes. And Leposa is actually just starting jungle. They're putting nobody top. They're like, okay, there's a Lich lane top. This is maybe the approach. Lane nobody versus
I don't think that's a bad decision to make. I mean, sure, you're going to let the Venge get farmed, but it's a Venge. It's not an anti-mage, you know what I mean? This totally is a hero that is picked to to obviously counter the black hole at some stage of the game, but in terms of the laning, you want to have this tri-lane as Mineski to get kills. Sure, it's nice to get the safe, free farm on the Venge, but it's not the end of the world for SG if you're not feeding kills away in that top lane. In fact, it could indeed be the better decision. Just stay away from that tri-lane.
I'm okay with this. It's going to be, like you said, they're going to be high level on the Lich and the Venge, but yeah, not the biggest fan of the core Venge. And his job is to stop the black hole. That's why they would pick it, of course, but he's the core, so he won't be in the position always to be able to do that. Rotation coming out, Lich moves bottom right away, and they're going to leave Venge in a 1 versus 0 lane. It's going to be quite nice for Mushi.
Jabs will look for the interference as he comes across and, will try and sap some of the experience that this Enigma is getting from the jungle. They at least had that sort of play to make, but Leposa already level 2. And it looks like Jabs' interference isn't really slowing him down too much. He's still able to clean up the camps. They've got the vision on him. They know where he's at. So rotation in could certainly get that clock out of the jungle for SG.
I think this is, now it's awkward though. Lich just makes the rotation bottom. Ice should be pretty decent down here to get the farm. Lich is going to probably just try to pull lanes and just get this maximize on experience. And yeah, Mushi's going to have a pretty damn good game, I believe, this time.
I mean, in terms of CS and farm, absolutely. We'll see what he can sort of do with it, though, on this Venge safe lane. And now,
they're switching it up. They're sending Bloodseeker top. As soon as Lich rotates bottom, send the Bloodseeker top so he can start farming and contesting that Venge farm.
And already with a couple of levels, nearly halfway through level 2, at least having that Blood Rage and the passive, he should be able to get the CS to keep the regen up. And even with Jabs' presence in the lane, Costabil should have an alright time farming underneath the tower. With that increased damage from the Blood Rage shouldn't be too difficult at all. And in fact, he's going to get some backup coming in as well. There's a charge inbound onto Mushi.
It's a lot of damage coming out from Venge when you're high level like this already. Having early points in the Magic Missile can be quite nice every time Bloodseeker walks up. If he gets caught inside of a stun with the level 2 on Clockwork with Battery Assault and Cogs, he might just be able to go down to that. But SG playing the very greedy route. Now they're avoiding the Broodmother. They left Broodmother entirely alone. And now Ice is going to be quite happy. So Mineski definitely benefiting the most out of these lanes as expected. And this is what we were talking about. It's not a level 2 Clockwork, but the damage with the Lich rotation, it's still not quite enough. They did need the Battery Assault.
Yeah, it does bring him down low, but yeah, good prioritization there from Theo and Costa to cut down those cogs, get the Bloodseeker out of there.
I think Mineski's extremely happy, though, with the way the game is going to go right now.
Overall, indeed. Even with this sort of change-up from SG, well, top lane.
Jabs finds Costabil with the ward and solo kills him. Okay.
They're going to look to try and punish him in return, but it's not going to happen. And indeed, despite as hard as SG may have tried to rectify the laning situation from game 1, as you say, overall, it is still Mineski that are going to be a little bit happier with the way that things are turning out. Short Leposa is getting that free farm in the jungle. But as we've said, considering the draft, it's already a hard game for the Enigma to do a lot in terms of using that ultimate once it's online. And this top lane becoming a little bit of a death trap. Costabil has to be very careful how he turns up and farms, as you said, with the good levels on the Venge. Does have backup from both the supports, but Mushi just waltzing in under the tower, spamming the Magic Missile out, trying to keep Costabil down low.
Again, though, the levels, it's what's happening, it's same thing as the last game. This Lich is putting so much trouble on their lanes. Bloodseeker level 3, Jakiro's at least level 3, but Ripper's 1.
These Magic Missiles just coming out time and time again onto Costabil, and he is gone. Theolacor, he could be in trouble as well. The Battery Assault is still going. Jabs with the rundown, traps him up in the cogs. And SG, they stayed away from this lane at the beginning. Now they're sending heroes up there. And we're starting to see why they really did not want to have to end up sending anyone to that top lane. It's just an incredible death trap.
This is a huge problem. Broodmother is absolutely free farming, going to be taking that tier 1 bottom 2. More surge of gold going to the rest of them. I don't know, SG's already in, they have to get into recovery mode somehow. It's a level 1 Spirit Breaker, 5 minutes in.
Oh, mid lane, Adriano, he's got the Flame Guard, but he's not got level 6. He will not even get Jabs, who's able to walk it off.
Oh, and it's a 4K gold lead at the 5-minute mark. This is really not good.
I mean, I think, SG, they were really resting it all on making that lane switch, that lane avoidance, getting them the better start this game, but it's gone Absolutely downhill, and indeed at this stage, it's going even worse than it was at this point in game 1.
Yeah, they don't know what to do because of this lich. Like they're just like, okay, let's abandon the top lane again. Let's move down toward bottom. But now it's already a level 5 Broodmother who can just resort to the jungle. They can't really set up the kills. Mid lane's just fine. Nana is doing incredibly well versus the Ember Spirit as expected. Spirit Breaker now gets level 2 at least. So he's got the bash.
And I mean, I guess this is sort of what happens when you do have the Enigma that sticks to the jungle. You know, lesson for all those pubbers out there, those ranked, you know, they use solo queuers. You are going to struggle in the lanes. The lanes are being heavily lost. And we'll see if Leposa can make some sort of massive impact with the farm that he's getting from the jungle. But it's going to be incredibly hard for him to do so unless he really does hit those dream black holes this game.
Yeah, I mean, Jabs is ahead of everybody on the enemy team right now as the support Clockwork.
Dire's top tower is
That's pretty grim.
That's not good news.
And they're gonna take the catapults come in. It's you know, past 5-minute mark. Top tower should go down, and bottom tower had already died to ice. And the Broodmother already with Medallion finished up. We're gonna see him start making his move toward Ancients, etc., taking over those areas of the map.
Yeah, anyone who comes down to that bottom lane has to be so scary. You know, just respecting the spookiness of the Brood. What do SG do?
And they need to hope for Leposa to just come in big with
it
this
really
Enigma.
is. It's all about what they can do with that Enigma.
But now, you know, when you do this jungle Enigma, it used to be a thing because you could hit level 6 at like the 4.5-minute mark when it was not the nerf jungle. But now that the jungle gives garbage experience early on, he is not level 6. It's 7.5 minutes in because he's strictly jungling in this game.
Jungling, kids, don't do it.
It's just not good anymore. Been nerfed so heavily in the past. They're really struggling. See, Coastal Bill trying to find farm anywhere. He's currently attempting to do Ancient Prowlers as a level 5 Bloodseeker, and he is struggling for sure. He cannot do them. He's trying to, but I don't think he can do those.
Yeah, you can't kill that Ancient Camp.
Bottom lane though, the charge is coming out. They've got a dust. They're bringing everybody.
I won't connect with the Ice Path though. They do have that Ember Spirit coming in with the Remnant. Dust it up. It's a nice kill for them to get if the gap. Ice just turns. He's actually able to bring down the Jakiro as he goes. It does take the 4 members, but SG will put an end to the rain for now for Ice on that bottom lane. But yeah, it takes a huge commitment.
Adriano pretty much having to get involved in all of the kills for them to make those plays, and now we see smoke coming out by Mineski. They've got an extremely farmed Venge, a very farmed Puck as well.
Oh, they're hunting down Leposa.
Oh, Leposa in very serious trouble here.
He's going to try and retreat, but the Rocket Flare gives them the vision for the swap, the Magic Missile, and Leposa is gone. Too much punch from this level 7 Vengeful Spirit.
Like, all the pressure is on Adriano this game. He has to do everything for his team in order to just try to make the responses and counter gank every time possible with the Ember Spirit. But it's not like he had an incredibly good lane either. He was versus a Puck, which is kind of a tough matchup. Being able to just spam. It's a 9-minute Veil coming out for Nana in that mid lane.
Yeah, incredible timing here on the Puck.
Arms for the dead.
Bloodseeker and Enigma still below the Clockwork on net worth.
How's Leposa doing on items?
Not good.
Not good.
No.
He's
trying to get his arcane boots, but yeah, this is a Enigma who's kind of like their big win that they wanted to have in the draft, and he's unable to do anything because of this Lich pick and this Broodmother. They're just, oh boy.
Yeah, it's coming up to 10 minutes. 5k gold lead here for Mineski. Experienced as well. Looking very strong for the side.
It's just going to get worse and worse too. Broodmother's going to hit level 10 soon. Ice is starting to do those Ancients, and he's going to start skyrocketing levels and net worth.
They're going for a smoke up with the black hole. SG.
They got to try something, but they need Adriano every time for this. He's all of their damage right now. Coastal does hit level 7 now, so he has passed level 6. He's going for the comeback Midas as well, just like last time.
Heading up top.
They do see Mushi.
If they could catch Mushi, I mean, Mushi is a big kill. Nearly level 9 on this Venge. They may need to commit the black hole for it. Leposa walking forward. And we'll look for the control. Black hole as well to bring him in. They should have the damage. And oh! The swat, I think that's going to save him. Is he going to take it out? No, the fair fire here is fine.
Oh, jabs.
Oh,
missing the hook. But Adriano now in the back might actually catch him. Oh!
Very, very nice from Adriano. Absolutely perfect. I mean, that changes everything about that play. I mean, we saw Mushi nearly able to walk out of it. Very, very nicely done from the Ember. And as you said, you know, Adriano has to step it up to the max. Little plays like that, absolutely crucial for SG.
Yeah. Rupture comes out onto Clockwork. They're just trying to put pressure on this tower. They don't want to go dive for a kill. That's a fear Rupture.
And look at this, straight away down on the bottom lane. Theo, couldn't quite chase it down. It did have the charge in on the puck, and they brought Adriano in as well.
So Black Hole is their only way to really take fights at the moment. And it's going to get countered quite heavily when we see those puck rotations coming out, because, you know, we were talking about it, the panel was saying it, there's no way to cancel the Black Hole once he's got BKB. But before BKB, they have several ways to stop it.
He is a long way away from that Black King bar.
Oh, yeah. So all the tier 1s should get cleaned up. The final tier 1 should get cleaned up here by Mineski quite soon, but Ice is going to continue that ancient farm, and he's got the experience gain talent now as well. So should be able to soar in those levels.
Yeah, he's going to be very quick on that Deso build-up as well.
Yeah.
And at that point, Mineski, I can certainly think about going for Roche between the Deso medallion on the Brood and the physical from the Venge. They can melt through him. No trouble at all. They do have to be aware of the Black Hole. Of course, still, though, down for 100 seconds after that play up top.
Yeah, pretty much the only way that they can take an engagement. I don't even think they should try to go for like pickoffs with Rupture. I think they should just be waiting with Black Hole until they can start fixing this deficit, because they definitely feel it. The way that they're playing, you can just see them all kind of like playing around each other. Adriano's like the only one who can really be playing and showing in lanes and pushing them out confidently. Bloodseeker has to just strictly jungle for the time being. They've got good wards though, defending their ancient side as well as their safe lane and their jungle.
Jabs. Level 7 as well on his clock. More than ready to fight if it does come to them. But at the moment, it's very much SG waiting to play reactively. Apart from Adriano. If he gets the chance to go for a wraparound, he'll try for it. He's coming quite deep on his own. I don't know if he gets away with any sort of kill here. Moon and Jabs in the neighborhood. He's going to get hook-shotted, gone on, but ooh, nice little slight. We'll dodge the silence. Dreamcore comes out onto Laposa, but Jabs getting Malefist. He is in a lot of trouble. Jump forward, Adriano picks up the kill and is straight back out to the middle lane. Some brilliant usage of the remnants here from this Ember.
Yep. But mid lane, he could get in trouble here now. He's stunned up and he's dead.
I just had to jinx him, didn't I? Yep, he did not want to remnant back to that mid lane.
No.
Not with that waiting there for him.
He didn't have a secondary. Another one defensively thrown out there, and perfect opportunity seized there by Mushi.
Straight into
stun, and yep, straight into the Roche pit. But there is a Bloodseeker Bloodright that does scout it out. So they are intimidated just a tiny bit, and that's what they should be. But yep, Desolator finished up for Ice, top of the net worth, level 12 now. Definitely a problem, but now there's a Black Hole. They are online with that, but the post is being forced to go for a four-step early to kind of deal with that Clockwork so he can't get isolated.
For the twins.
And Midas into Radiance is the recovery build on the Bloodseeker next. But I like Adriano's playstyle so far. He's recognizing what he needs to do in this game. Getting those early boots of travel up, trying to get involved in all those kind of kills with the early boots of travel purchased, and holding a dust. So you can see he's like, I really need to be bailing my team out of these kind of engagements. But Mineski's so farmed at the moment now, and they have a blink as well on the puck. They're looking to set up and continue that pressure, get deep invasive wards to watch where SG's farming, because SG's not playing aggressive. The only place they can really be is inside of their jungle farming.
And look at this wraparound, looking for the option for Jabs to get the hook shot, but he doesn't find the connection. Doesn't seem to matter though, as Nana jumps in, bring across the build down low. The Dream Coil damage enough to finish off the Bloodseeker. He's gone. The Core now trapped up by Jabs. Adriano does find the chain connection onto Moon. There'll be a buyback from Costabill looking to get into this fight. Lays down the Rupture onto Jabs. They'll lose the Core, but they do bring down the clock in return. Chains onto Ice with the Ice Buff as well. And that Midnight Pulse. They've got the damage to bring him down low. The remnants from Adriano finish him off. Double kill for the Ember. Does require that buyback from Costabil to get back into that fight and help turn things around, but certainly worth it. Any chance they can get to take the favorable trade, especially getting those kills with the Ember Spirit, SG will take it.
Yeah, loses gold, but gets 800 experience for that buyback. Probably worth it at this point just because of the deficit that they're at.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But still, 7k gold lead for Mineski, and it continues to rise. They get very deep aggressive wards coming in through that movement there as well. At least SG didn't have to commit the black hole, though.
They've still got that one waiting in the wings. Still a very sizable lead. 7k net worth, and as you can see, all 3 cores over on the side of Mineski, very much ahead of that of SG. Bottom lane, Mushi. All right.
Until you get back in it.
I was gonna say, not quite sure what the plan was there. He came out quite far on his own.
Has to be careful versus those boots of travel embers.
Yeah.
Now top as well. Puck.
Oh, very nice. Gets just out of the range, that max range to avoid the rupture damage. He is gone. SG lacking the lockdown there for that puck. They're back in the jungle again. High size being the cheeky man that he is, keeping this travel going between both Ancients, his own and that of SG's, and getting away with it for the most part. Bottom lane, Adriano finds the space.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can for his team right now.
He's playing so hard.
Yeah, 2,300 gold on him now. And they'll continue the pressure. Top lane. Not up.
He can find the control, and they do have the vision there for the connection. He gets the follow-up bash with the blood right. He could be in trouble. Feint shift. Dodges the silence, but they surround him. Still gets the blink off though, Nana. Will get back to his friends and will be safe for now. Mineski, whilst this is going down, have returned to the pit. Are SG aware of it? That's the question.
Too hard to contest now at this point. It's way too quick from the Venge Broodmother. And I think that's what Nana was really trying to do there. Just get that space available there for that Roshan. This is the beauty of having level 13 puck. You have that max phase shift with the Blink Dagger. So it's very easy for you to kind of get out of those upper...
Especially sort of those skills with the obvious setup, like the Blood Bright and the Ice Bath. You are going to be able to be out of the game effectively for the duration that they are cast out. Master Madness on Ice. Good luck if you try and man fight this spider at this stage of the game. Jabs with a completed Midas as well, ready for this game to continue.
I like that. I mean, I think that's an ideal item choice as the Clockwork supports.
Because as well, I guess with the lead that this Clock has, there's not really any items that he needs as of now to be able to play his game. There's so much he can do with his skills alone against this lineup of SG.
Adriano has full Maelstrom finished up now on the Ember Spirit, so keeping up pretty decently with that puck, with that Broodmother. He's ahead of Mushi by quite a lot, and Mushi's starting to fall a bit, Mushi's starting to fall behind. Bloodseeker's caught up to him.
Oh, they do go for the smoke. They're trying to hunt down Ice. They pop the dust, but they are a little too late. And Ice is very hard to catch, even when you know he's in the neighborhood with the smoke, because of this movement speed of the spider.
They are still smoking. They see him. Okay.
Looking to take at least some of the spiders down. I'll catch a couple. A little bit of gold there for Bardino.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still top lane, Mineski coming in heavy with the push. They've got their eyes onto this tier 2. Mushi and the gang pushing in. No response from SG. They themselves looking to try and build up for a trade as they gather on the bottom lane. Jabs now TPing back to answer this push. See if he can put a stop to it. With multiple members coming back, they can certainly have a chance. They have that Chain Frost. Very good at putting a push to an end.
Pretty much whenever the puck shows up is when SG just has to bail.
Yeah.
He is invis. He's walked into a sentry though. Believe they caught a glimpse of him for a moment. Yeah, they're picking it out. They're waiting for him to walk into it with the chains.
Yeah, they want to try and punish him. And that Ice Path attempt will reveal that they almost certainly do have that vision in terms of what Mineski can perceive from the side of SG. So, and SG know that. They back away as soon as that connection is unsuccessful. Okay, room for Ember in the bottle. Could be very nice for the next fight when it does come out.
They're still in recovery mode, of course, for SG, though. Midas now picked up for the Enigma, finally. Wanting to get the 4-step first, just in case, versus the Clockwork. Have that reliable getaway. And Costabile on the way toward that Relic, 1,400 away from Relic. Not too bad after the kind of absurd start that kind of happened, you know, having nobody versus a Vengeful Spirit and then nobody versus a Broodmother for a moment.
Then having to commit the buyback for that for that fight earlier on. Mid lane.
Pretty decent.
Still though, Ice, definitely this.
Mushi top, he's getting gone on here.
Oh,
very alone.
We saw him do this down bottom. And he's only gone again and done it up top. That's the Aegis down. There's no tier 1, so I don't think his team can get there to save him for the second life. And it looks to be no attempt at all. He is in a whole world of hurt. And these consecutive kills that Mushi's giving up from this carry position are absolutely huge for SG and will start to slowly close the gap and that lead that Mineski have if he continues to do these sort of plays. Mineski will find the opportunity to find objectives elsewhere as he goes for it, but Mushi's sort of stepping into a very suicidal Venge role this game.
Yeah, he's giving a lot of experience to those heroes, but you know, at least Ice and Nana are trying to capitalize off the deaths a bit and getting those towers. And Ice is getting quite enormous on the Brood. BKB about to be finished up. He's going to be hitting a pretty good timing with that level 18 as well. Level 20 is the big one though. That 70 attack speed is pretty absurd on the Brood. However, catching the Ember Spirit is still very tough for Mineski. They have to have pretty much perfect situation happen with the puck, able to get the silence coil and then some follow-up disables. But yeah, Adriano doing a very good job of keeping those lanes pushed out, letting his team catch up. They're going for a smoke play here.
Okay.
They're bringing everybody in too. They've got Black Hole ready. Look at the line they draw too. They want to try to get that high ground.
Oh, that's a nice line as well. I like that.
Yeah, look at that. They're drawing as well. They want to put some wards up on the high ground. They want to get a catch up of this. They're expecting someone to push this lane out, and Nana could be in some trouble here.
They are going to go for the charge. He's got the phase shift, but straight away the ice path is down there. He is going to Yule's up. Will have the blink available. Can he get himself out? Has the orb, and he will be able to retreat. Oh, Adriano finds the connection with the change. Rupture's there, but now the backup for Mineski comes through. Theo Lacour trapped in the cogs. Can't charge his way out of this one. They'll lose the Spirit Breaker, and now the rest of SG have to get out of there.
That Yule's pick up, perfect timing for him to have it. Unable to get the chain CCs.
So slippery. They have to almost at least try and commit the black hole if they want to try and catch that puck. And even then, there's always the chance for a phase shift blink out.
Yeah, and it's right next to a shrine. They've needed to get the kill quickly, but they were unable to. Now mid. Mineski is smoked up. They're looking for a play. They're expecting Coastal to go farm somewhere, pick up a relic. He's very close to Radiance. He's done a great job of catching back up from his team space.
Glimmercates up, allowed for the lead in, finds the opening. There's going to be no black hole for a while as the poser, the first to be taken down. Swap back onto Costabile into the hands of Jabs. Has the cog control and the battery assault. It's going to be a dead Bloodseeker as well. Double kill for Ninja Boogie.
He's bought the relic. Oh, you know, he got the relic with the curry before that happened.
Yeah, got his money invested at least.
Jakiro and Ember are also pushing the two side lanes as well during this, so they shouldn't be losing too much on the side of SG right now. They are going to lose that mid tower. And they're actually threatening the high ground here while they're dead. Adriano is alive though.
Oh, look at Nana just jumping in, setting up for this hook shot that goes straight underneath the tier 4s.
Oh, the chain frost
bounce is going to be absolutely beautiful. Adriano and the Space Cow falling down low. Ninja Boogie lands an absolute beauty.
That was like, the bounces just went crazy there, jumping all the way onto the Ember Spirit next to that poor Spirit Breaker.
They just could not split up in time.
That's a tier 3 tower claimed in no time with the Broodmother damage.
Buyback
with
out
that Venge aura
on the Jakiro as well. So the net worth difference just going to continue to ever increase in favor of Mineski. 14k lead now.
They really pushed their advantage there with those 2 kills. Just diving extremely far.
They've got their eyes. What's Adriano up top? Still, the catch could be tricky for the Ember Spirit.
He's got a Remnant down.
Quick fingers, he should be fine. The silence already being utilized here by Nana. We'll get swapped upon. Very quick with the Remnant out. And will be fine for now. How's the poster doing? Any more big items coming out? He's still working on that BKB.
On the way. Yeah, on the way.
I mean, that is the big one, but I mean, yeah, I guess as the panel said, there are still ways around it. It's not necessarily going to mean the perfect opportunity for a black hole. Certainly makes it easier, but does not mean that we are going to see for 100% an absolute whopper from this Enigma.
I see still trying to make aggressive plays happen. I see them keep drawing those lines toward the bottom enemy jungle. Radiance is about to be finished now for Bloodseeker once he finishes these Ancients. However, he's still, even with Radiance, he can't really run into these fights too well. Like, there's just so much burst damage on the side of Mineski if he does walk in. Next Roche probably going to be the most important thing for Mineski to actually push that high ground even more so and try to claim that advantage. But SG definitely on the on the road to recovery. It's still
They are
a 14K deficit, but
it felt like a worse start than game one, but the overall way that they've started to sort of calm things down is feeling a lot better than they were ever able to in game one. You know, having this hero, you say Adriano just playing out of his mind. This is some fantastic Ember Spirit play, especially considering the fact that his team is so far behind and he is still really pulling it out the bag. He nearly has that completed Shiva's Guard. Scan will be there from Mineski. They know SG's rough position. So this smoke, very likely to be unsuccessful from the side. Oh, they're setting an illusion in. They're trying to bait out some plays. Don't commit anything too heavy, and they won't. They'll realize straight away with the Midnight Pulse damage that is just an illusion. But yeah, Adriano, this Ember, really holding it in for the team.
yeah, he's about to have a full Shiva's Guard. Level 18 as well, so he's got the 3 points in Remnant for that damage burst.
Very impressive.
Mushi very tanky on the Venge now, though. 2200 HP. If they're grouped up, that's the, of course, the biggest strength of Mineski. I think when they have to watch out whenever they split up, because, those deaths on Mushi are the big costly things that have allowed SG to kind of stay in this one.
One minute until Roche. Mineski may very well wait for that Aegis before they try again for the high ground.
Yeah, they've got the level 20 Brood now.
No,
so 70 attack
the
speed.
big talent, yeah.
The big talent. On top of a Diffusal Blade about to be finished, too. He's going to really crush whoever he can get his claws on.
I mean, Ice as well has been having a very chill game. Only been involved in 3 of the 14. He's just been continuing to farm, abusing this ease of taking Ancients as a Broodmother. And indeed, it's put him in a pretty incredible place. But there is that completed Shiva's Guard on this Adriano Ember Spirit. He can certainly survive these fights.
Yeah, he's making sure he can always keep the side lanes pushed out. He's prioritizing that so heavily. He's keeping a defensive Remnant down, of course, but we mentioned before, Mineski's catch isn't the greatest for an Ember Spirit at the moment, still. Rush up in about 15 seconds. We see Lich just camping inside of it, Ninja Boogie, waiting for that to spawn up.
Oh, another bit of a nightmare for this Enigma. Yeah, that BKB, not quite there, but still. Look at Nana, he has the Aghanim's puck complete.
Yeah, it's only if you break the coil, of course, that is that BKB piercing disable.
True.
So the
still
black
the initial
hole won't really care. Yeah, the initial drop of the coil does not stop BKB black hole by any means. But it still is a very good lockdown for the Broodmother to stick on a unit. If anybody does break that coil, it's a massive duration stun. 4.5 seconds is going to be more than enough time for a Broodmother to burst down any of the
And of course, with the whole sort of swap and Dream Coil interaction.
Yes.
Getting that guaranteed stun.
That is the beauty.
It really is. Mineski. Take a free Roshan. Once again, Aegis into the hands of Mushi. They get the cheese as well.
They're feeling pretty good right now. They've got massive amounts of map dominance.
Mineski back up straight away. Get a bit of pressure onto that bottom lane, but know that they have to be prepared for Mineski trying to attempt to break high ground. There's the BKB complete.
I feel like Kostabil also needs a BKB next. He's got a Yasha queued up, but I don't think he can even get into the fights when he has a Yasha. He's got the Radiance already finished up, but the amount of magic damage burst that Mineski has, I really think he needs the BKB to get involved in these fights when they have the black hole come out.
Oh, and it really is such a nightmare game for them. Look, the clock's got a blink dagger now as well. So many chances to find that perfect angle to put a stop to that black hole.
I like that. Having the Force Staff, having the blink, those positioning is really all that matters.
What can SG do? Their backs against the wall once again.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
Jabs. Now going to be working on his Aghanims at this pace. And Mineski, they have full control of this game. They can make it go on. They can look to try and pressure the high ground, but there's no real rush for them to do so.
Yeah, they're getting more and more of a net worth advantage. We were talking about it upstairs too. Is the old thing that people used to talk about is Broodmother is, oh, just it doesn't matter to Brood. At later the games, the Brood starts to fall behind. Not anymore.
Nah,
Brood with talents has become a absolute monster. Once you get those 8 webs as well, you're able to show up to every single fight and traverse the map very quickly. They're gonna keep this pressure going. Just keep SG in their base. You just have to make sure they don't clump up.
Oh, look at this jump in straight away. Looking to go in onto the Emberspear. Oh,
there's the coil break.
Dream coil. Oh, that stun duration is absolutely nasty. Adriana has to buy back, but that is the combo indeed we mentioned. It just destroys anyone.
It's so good versus Ember Spirit.
So much time for you to beat into him, and Shiva's Guard or not, that extra armor not making much of a difference when there's this heavy amount of physical that Mineski have.
Swap coil is the dream.
Yeah.
Ember needs to be super careful now. If he gets caught out, that'll just cost him the game. Pretty much anyone. And it's going to be up again very shortly. 15 seconds until coil's up. Swap is already at the ready.
How do you avoid that combo? It's just, you just got to keep yourself
when you're
miles
behind,
away.
When you're behind, it's actually like almost impossible to.
Yeah.
Because the rocket flare comes out, they just get vision of you for 1 second, they throw the coil, and you're dead. Yeah.
I guess the only opportunity really is to try and react with an incredible black hole while the team goes on someone else. But that's the thing. He's got only the 4-star for positioning.
Yeah. And even then, SG does not want to fight outside the base. They need to take fights pretty much inside of a narrow position so they can keep that Midnight Pulse damage going, because they really need it for their team fight. 21k deficit, 20k experience lead as well. Mineski taking full control, not letting up whatsoever. They even have the Broodling that can send up to get the vision as well for the coil swap. Mushi in position. They've got a ward down. They throw the rocket too. They're ready to go. You see Nana.
Yep, they want to get that coil swap.
He's looking for somebody.
Who's going to step in? Who wants to volunteer? Oh, there it is. There's the coil.
Oh, and there's
the swap. There's the kill.
It's the most important hero.
Bloodbride is down. They will look to turn onto Mushi, but of course he has that Aegis. They do get the Lich as well, but look at this Spider.
Damage.
Ice, moving in, getting the kill. They do get the Nether Strike onto Mushi, holding him in the Bloodbride. Charge as well, looking for the chase down, but forced back. He will survive for now. Getting away.
Committing.
Trying to chase, quick Qs to hold him back. Ice looking to move back in. They'll pop the Black Hole for that one. Get rid of the Spider. SG are getting some of the kills off the back of this defense, but they do have to commit that buyback.
It's costly.
But they do protect the racks. The racks are still up, and that is the Aegis gone out of the hands of Mineski. It is a costly defense, but it's certainly not the worst.
The fact that they can do that, though, every 50 seconds or every 60 seconds is an absolute problem. I don't really know how they can stop it. They need to be sure that they always have vision of wherever the puck is.
Oh! Nearly getting the cancel on the TP there.
It's 160 seconds now with no black hole. I think this is just going to be where Mineski, when they respawn, they just run right back at the mid lane.
I mean, we saw as well, yeah, ice. Once he pops that BKB, right clicks their hero, they're gone.
Adriano needs to be careful here. They might try to go for him.
There's a lot of heroes watching him out.
They're ready.
Oh no,
and the
coil swap. It's dirty.
He's got no buyback. He's dead for 100.
That could be GG.
This combo is just, they're executing it to perfection.
Ooh. I mean, as I said, we don't see a lot of Venge, but in the right situations with the right heroes, I mean, specifically this puck, it's just, as you say, impossible to play against when you're behind.
Yeah, like with Aghanims, it's such a good decision from Nana.
How long to the black hole? It's not good news, is it?
No.
Still
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Mineski.
This should be an easy Rax for Mineski here, if not 2. SG though gonna try their hardest to keep that spam going, but look at how fast it dies with a DD Venge. He has 500 damage on Vengeful Spirit at the moment. They swap the illusion in.
All right.
But look at these Raxes. They just melt. They're gonna go top now.
SG holding in. Of course, this game being their last lifeline here.
He goes again with the coil.
He gets both of them. BKB will be popped. Laposa.
He's just making space for the Rax. He doesn't even need to commit anymore here.
Hook shot and jabs. They want to try and finish off this kill. He will be able to force himself out, but he can't get back to the fountain. Nana picks up the Dagon from the base of SG. Blows up the Enigma. more than enough space, as you say, for that top racks to be taken. But SG still holding on tight to this game, but the Chain Frost is out. The bounces are big.
Oh my goodness.
The two of them will
They're
almost certainly fall. Costabil and Theo Lacora down.
I think that's same. Like, Enigma's still down for 40 seconds. Ember does respawn though. He's gonna try fighting with his last
Let's see
breath.
what he can do. Adriano's last chance, his last attempt here. Playing around with him. Buyback from Jakiro, but he gets swatted back. Again, trying to avoid what he can with the sleight of fist, but the silence is there. Adriano is down. Bardino's not making it home tonight either. GG is called. Mineski looking absolutely on fire today.
The lanes are just so devastating. Having Lich really just sets them up to do whatever the hell they want in the lanes. They even get this Broodmother last pick as well. There's nothing that SG can really do versus it. They left that Venge alone for 4 minutes in the top lane.
They did.
Then they move top, they leave the Broodmother alone for quite a while, and they're just in catch-up Dota for the entirety of this game.